A new exhibition has been drawing in crowds at Paris's Modern Art Museum, titled Somewhere in the Desert in English. It's a collection of 30 colour photographs and 6 videos made by the Israeli photographer Ron Amir. The subject of these works is Israel's Holot refugee camp for mainly illegal Eritrean and Sudanese migrants. Well, Ron Amir and Noam Gal, curator of photography at the Israeli Museum in Jerusalem, join us here on set for Perspective. Thank you very much to both of you for coming in. Ron, I want to start with you. What was the original spark behind this project? Why did you choose this particular camp in Israel to focus your camera?
I want to say in general, first of all, that most of my project in the last almost 20 years deals with different marginalized communities in Israel, and in aim to watch and to learn how those communities reacts to the different limitations of the system, of the economical, political and social system. Holot detention center created by the Israel government in the end of 2013. And a few months after, I was very curious to see what's going on there in this very weird trial, and to see how those communities, as I want to see before, reacts to this new story of them, a new situation. And yeah, so I started traveling to Holot every few days and start to get interaction and deep communication with them. And yeah, and those people in some point start to show me all the place and environments they built to pass the day, to find different ways to surviving, and yeah, and to kill the time. They have a lot of time, and I want to say also that Holot Detention Center, it's open facility, which those people are allowed to go from the facility, allowed to go out from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And it's just a desert around it, nothing around it. It's very close to the Egyptian border. And they really try to do different activities and, yeah, and to pass the day.
I want to bring Noam Gal in, the curator of photography at the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. Of course, this exhibition has already been shown there. What reaction have you had to these photographs, both in Israel and here in Paris so far?
Yes, it was very interesting. It was first exhibited at the Israel Museum in Jerusalem in 2017, before it traveled to Musée d'Art Moderne here in Paris. And it's interesting to see in both cases what were the reactions by the public. I would say that Israelis were very taken by this show. It revealed, you know, the desert or the southern part of Israel as a place that is inhabited by these people for various periods. And they leave certain marks behind them on the surroundings. This is what is interesting about Ron's show. We don't see these people in Ron's photographs. We see only what they created on the grounds around the facility. And all these are marks of creativity and marks of all sorts of you know, corners and structures they leave behind them, like we can see in the wonderful works by Ron. And also here in Paris, there were also very moving responses to the show. Maybe I can give one example. When we just opened the show in Jerusalem, there were asylum seekers from Holot Detention Center that came to the opening. We arranged for them to come, and they immediately went to Ron's works and stood next to the works and actually grabbed people from the crowd to explain to the crowd, to our visitors, what they should see in the work. So for a moment there, there was a change in kind of the power relations between the museum and these people, and who gets the right to explain reality and to deliver sort of a message on Israeli reality outwards. So that was very interesting.
Ron, I want to ask you another question about how you define yourself, because obviously your work has been seen to blur the lines between political activism and giving a political message and being an artist. How would you define the work that you do?
I want to say that activism acts, it's very important for me, and I act in different ways, but I say that in this case I come as an artist, as a photographer, and I don't know if I gave or do something or change something for those people in this very complex, under those complex limitations. Yeah, but yeah, I hope I could change something small.
Okay, Ron Amir and Noam Gal, thank you very much for coming to talk to us here on France 24. I should just point out that your exhibition has been extended until January the 6th. That's at the Musée d'Art Moderne here in Paris, if you want to go and have a look at Ron's works, which are on display there. You're watching France 24. These are the latest world headlines for you at this hour. The US reels from its deadliest mass shooting since Parkland, Florida. Locals in the community of Thousand Oaks come together to remember the 12 people shot dead by a former Marine. This as the investigation into what made him pull the trigger continues. The Trump administration unveils its latest measures to crack down on immigration, announcing that those who enter US soil illegally will no longer be able to claim asylum. The Civil Liberties Union is already up in arms.